Okay, so yeah, Twitch live streaming stuff thing. Let's see if everything works. Oh yeah. Now I see an ad on my own stream, which is good. There's some stream delay, I think, so let's see if anything comes out of this. Yeah, that is definitely my voice. Okay, so let's stop this. And here we are. Oh, hi. Hello. Okay, well, do you get like a notification if you follow me or something? Because I didn't exactly announce this anywhere. Well, this is just kind of a test thing. I'm gonna try and see how this Twitch thing works. Okay, so I'm just going to do some rubbish. Oh yeah, I forgot, we are living in the future, right? So you got a notification on your smartwatch. Yep. Our cyberpunk future is here. The one bummer is that it is so wireless, isn't it? Like, you know, like a fun part of the aesthetic of cyberpunk is that there's wires everywhere going into your huge ass ARM computer. And for some reason we skipped that phase. But you know, can't have everything. Yes, I am several hours ahead of you. Yeah. I'm physically in the future, that's my new tagline. Okay. Yeah, that's this. So this is just a little... I'm just going to goof around a bit. I don't know what I'm going to play. I think I put Need for Speed 2 down here, but maybe I'm going to play a bit of Need for Speed 2. I'm probably going to make this... This seems to be working out quite nicely, so I might... Yeah, so the Sunday stream thing is going to be a sort of a regular thing. I have to figure out a good time slot and whatever, but yeah. So, let's see. Let's get my windows going here. Oh yeah, hello. And yeah. So essentially what I want to do with this is, you know, like my Let's Play stuff on YouTube, I usually do these huge ass things. Like the Caves of Cud Let's Play goes forever, you know. There's no end point for that, and I don't see any reason to stop it. And you know, the other game that I'm playing right now is an RPG, which is a pretty long thing, and I tend to lock myself into these. So I'm going to use this regular live streaming thing to, you know, get some other stuff in. I like a lot of games, you know. So I'm probably going to use this to play some older games, you know, to do kind of a live Let's Play thing, and it's going to be uploaded like that to YouTube then, if I do full playthroughs of anything. Or, you know, test out new games that I've never played before, like all this kind of stuff. You know, play some roguelikes, some other roguelikes, which I do like to do now and then. But I always hesitate to upload that stuff to YouTube because I don't want to open another bottomless pit, right? So, you know, this just gives me an outlet to do that stuff. But for now, I'm just going to goof around with this. I don't have anything installed here. This is essentially just a clean install with all, you know, with everything, with all the drivers and all that stuff already done. You know, I keep a file like this around, like a hard drive image, so I can just start with a clean install, and that's always fun. Like, there's nothing like a clean Windows install, and this is sort of a clean virtual Windows install, I guess. And I'm going to play Need for Speed 2. Let's just start with that. Also, you know, in the future, I'm probably going to do these streams like 1 game per stream, because I think you need to actually play this a bit. You know, to actually get something out of it, you have to play a game for a while. You can't just play 20 minutes of it and then switch to something else. So, but for this, it might just be me jumping around. So yeah, we're going to install the game. I actually kind of want to do this on stream when playing old games, because like the game install process is is one of these ephemeral things about old games that gets kind of lost. Like even if you buy a game on Good Old Games, for example, you don't get the original installation media, you just get a ready-to-play thing, which is good, right? You don't want to actually mess around with that stuff usually. But I kind of enjoy this. Like it was so... Like installing games was pretty weird back in the day. Don't you know if you remember this? Like this is actually not that exciting. This is one of these standardized install shield things. So there's probably not much going on here. But some games had weird ass installation routines. Okay, so we're going to put this into C games NFS 2SE. I think that's what we're playing. So how about we do it like that, and boom. I'm going to do maximum install here. I mean 100 megabytes. I have, you know, I think the hard drive image is 8 gigabytes, which is actually a lot for the kind of computer I'm emulating here. And we're just going to do it like that. So Need for Speed 2. I kind of wanted to play this. Need for Speed 2 was the one Need for Speed game that I actually really played a lot of. And none of the others. I kind of fell off of it afterwards. Which is kind of weird, because I think Need for Speed 2 is often regarded as not that great compared to others. Compared to other games in the series. I think 3 and 4 are regarded as the best ones or something like that. And I'm super not interested in everything that came after that. I don't really like the tuner racing thing, like Need for Speed Underground stuff. And this game is also, like, the old Need for Speed games are probably also not very good, but I kind of have a soft spot for old arcade racer stuff. And yeah, so I kind of wanted to revisit that in a while. No, I don't want to do that because of a very specific reason. Because we need to do something before we can start this. There is this file here, which is sort of the exe that starts the game, and the NFS2 SEA exe is the one that gives you 3DFX acceleration, and you definitely want that, because software mode is super choppy in this and not very good. And for some reason the game does not copy that file into the game folder, so you have to do that yourself. That actually, like, it took me a while to figure this out. Like, you know, like Need for Speed 2 SE had 3DFX support, and I wanted to use it, but I couldn't. And the solution is just this. So did I already say that installation processes were weird back in the day? They fucking were. So yeah, this is currently Pentium 166. This might actually be a bit too fast for this. So let's change this to another one. There's just a weird thing about PCM, which is sort of the PC emulator that I'm using, is that you can't just brute force everything and get a, you know, and just emulate a computer that is much faster than you would need, because then the emulation slows down for some reason. Like, there's just a quirk of this, so you actually have to use, you kind of have to use, you know, kind of exactly use the CPU that is recommended or that is needed for the game. It's kind of weird like that, but I think we are also going to run into some stuff where the menus are going to be a bit choppy, because you know, the menus don't need, and the videos as well, because the hardware requirements for the menus and all the other stuff are way different. So, oh, I did not actually configure sound properly. Let's see. I do need to do that. Otherwise it's going to be too loud. So let's turn that down a bit. Let me see. Yeah, we get the nice, I don't know what that is, video game trance or whatever from back then. Yeah, desktop audio is going. Oh dear. Got a bit of a cough there. Here we go. Jesus Christ. I got something in my throat or whatever. Sorry for that. Yeah, I'm just going to play this a bit. So let's go into options. Speedometer. I'm going to do kilometers per hour because I don't have any idea how your weird moon units work. So yeah. Miles, what even is that, right? Graphics, car detail, brightness, view distance. I think we can actually turn that up a bit because of our sweet emulated Voodoo 2 accelerator card. So let's do that. Controls, setup. Yes, I do want to use my arrow keys for this because obviously shift up, shift down, camera view, look behind. I think I'm actually not going. I'm going to go with automatic for the time being because that's how I played this. Yeah, this looks good. There's actually not much to do here. Game setup. Let's see. I think okay. So what you can do is single races, tournament, knockout. I don't know what that is. That's probably after each lap, the last car is going to get knocked out or something like that. And that's actually already it. So there's arcade and simulation style. I do remember that simulation style was just super annoying in this because it just made everything steer weird. So since this is not exactly a simulation game, we're just going to go with arcade. And you can do backwards and mirrored. Okay, let's do a tournament. This is just going to be a succession of races. And we're going to go ahead with that. Oh yeah, can I change my car? Yes, I can. Graph. Alright, McLaren F1. Ferrari F50. Okay, no, not this one. Oh, what? I think this one is pretty alright, so let's just pick that. Turn the graph on. The menus were weird in these games. Let's take a... whatever. Yeah, a yellow one. Let's be really terrible about this. And let's start a race. Let's see. So I haven't really played much of this. I've just done a few testings to see how it runs. And yep, this is Need for Speed 2. Yeah, this runs well. Okay. So, yeah, you know, this is actually kind of nice because this game, like, as long as you activate 3D acceleration, like if you do 3DFX thing, this runs pretty well. Like, this is super smooth. Like, I'm streaming at 30 FPS, so it probably does not come across that way, but it's actually super responsive. Yeah, fuck off. Haha. Gotcha. Second. The first place is pretty far ahead. Well, this is not the most exciting road. Track is the word, right? And, yeah, for some reason I just have a soft spot for arcade racing games from this era. I don't know. You know, like this type of arcade racing game. Like also the Screamer games, and I've actually played one of these on the channel before. Like I think the first Screamer, and Moto Racer, and Redline Racer, and all these old racing games. Also, you know, other stuff like Midtown Madness. Like A and I, we played a ton of Midtown Madness back in the day. Didn't even race too much, we just used it as a sandbox and tried to murder people in it. And that wasn't actually easy to accomplish because it wasn't GTA, it was Midtown Madness. It was not about murdering, it was about racing. But we found ways. We found ways. Okay, well, that is 4 laps of boredom, kind of. I don't know why the second place person came so close there. That's always a thing in Need for Speed. I always had trouble gauging whether I'm doing okay or not. I don't know. There were also, like, we have to check this out later. There were like super stupid, yeah, that was bad. Super stupid cheat codes in this game. Like you could actually, I think you could drive as everything. You could like drive as a toilet, for example, and a T-Rex and all this weird stuff. I actually have to look them up because they are stupid, and yeah, I would be remiss if I didn't do this. So now let's just drive a few laps, and yeah. I know this is super different from what I usually do on the channel, but you know, that's kind of what I want to do with this. There's definitely going to be some roguelikes and stuff like that, so don't you worry. But also sometimes stuff like this. So first place, congratulations. Player 1, enter name. Okay, I'm not player 1, I'm Jay. Continue. Okay, let's see. McLaren F1. Okay, so yeah, I actually continually bettered my lap times. That's nice. Jammin', Crash, Sassy, Clutch, Cayenne, Slick, and Beefy. Those are some 90s names, aren't they? Slick and Beefy. It's kind of a bad combination of words. All right. Okay, that just throws you back to the menu, and you just press race again and go to the next track. I think that's how the tournament works. I think with the tournaments you can actually unlock stuff, like an additional track or something like that. I'm not really all that sure about it. So this is the second track, it's Outback. So let's try this one. And don't you get in front of me. I think yeah. That was not the best start, but ooh dear. Now you actually have to brake sometimes, which is against my principles. Whoops. Yep, need to figure this out. Shit. Okay, now you actually have to do some stuff, and I completely fall apart in this game. This is how it goes. Oh god, I'm so bad. Oh dear me. Yep, last place, here we go. Good thing, yeah. Good thing you wrote you're actually winning in the chat. When I'm not. Jesus Christ. Okay. Focus. Deep breath. Let's go ahead. This is going to be a disaster, by the way. This is going to be a horrible disaster. And man, I shouldn't do this bad. I think I did not do this bad back in the day, so let's try to make good some positions. Ah, dear me, go out of my way. You know, it would be good to not run into them. You know, like tactics. Drive where there is no other car. That's my strategy guide for Need for Speed 2. Ah! drive where there is road is also generally considered a good idea when you're doing car stuff. Whoopsie daisy, yep. So A just told me that I should better play Road Rash. Yeah, Road Rash. You know, we should get some Road Rash going at some point. I actually have, yeah, Road Rash might actually, that should actually work in on the Windows, on the old Windows. So, yeah, fuck you. So Road Rash, if you don't remember that one, that was a tasteless motorcycle racing game. And you could, it was all about murdering the other participants in the race. Okay, I need to kind of be careful about losing control here. Like, there's actually some physics going on in this. So, it's goofy physics, but, you know, if you lose contact with the road, you actually lose grip and stuff like that. So, it's not... It actually feels kind of okay. Okay, let's do jumpy, alright. Like jumping and turning is... Oh dear, that guy, man, that did not go well for that person. Yeah, and that did not go well for me. Jeez, leave me alone. Okay. I think we should start driving as an outhouse. I think that would be more fitting. Yeah, Road Rash. Hey, you should come over at some point, and we should do some road rashing together. We should do some stuff with that. I think Road Rash is also an EA game, isn't it? Man, Electronic Arts was something different back then, wasn't it? They were already an evil corporation. Don't get me wrong, but I don't even know if it had multiplayer. I don't know. Like we could actually, like, I have an old laptop here. Maybe we can actually get, like, if it has the option, we could maybe get some LAN stuff going. That would be fun. The most I remember from Road Rash is actually the tasteless menus. Didn't they have, like, bad caricatures everywhere and sort of dirty toilets and all this kind of stuff? I think they were pretty... You know? There was some 90s toilet humor going on in those. So let's see if we can actually win this. Just have to do this properly and not do stuff like that. Jeez Louise. I'm also, like, I also could use a handbrake and stuff like that to drift around turns, which I'm not. But I'm kind of scared to actually use it because... Ooh, come on. Whoops. God. Traction again. Ah, jeez. Like, it's actually... It maybe doesn't come across that well on the video, but there is some... like, you can actually lose traction and then you just slid around everywhere. Amber says we should play Crawl. You mean that indie game, right? Crawl? Like sort of this multiplayer dungeon thing? And I say, you know, when someone says Crawl, I always, the game I always get into my mind is Dungeon Crawl. Stone Soup. Which I think you can't play together, but I think, yeah, I remember that this game, that Crawl is supposed to be pretty sweet. Yeah, one player plays the monster and the other plays the hero. That would be actually pretty cool. I need to... Yeah, I'm going to set that on the list. We should do something with that. That would also be sort of in tune with what we are doing. Okay. Yeah, I think I watched a giant bomb video of Crawl at some point, and I think it was actually pretty interesting. So yeah, I'm going to put that on the list. Continue. Okay, so the I think Jammin was first in the last one or something, so I'm still first. Good. Okay, so A has actually already considered buying Crawl. Okay, like if you do that, we should meet at your house and get some stuff going with that. Player 1, player 2, Last Resort. Okay, why is it called Last Resort? Because it cuts your life into pieces, doesn't it? Is it a resort? That's the last resort, you know, just like a holiday resort. Okay, we got some... Yeah, probably, right? It kind of looks like that. But yeah, I have a different car now. Okay. That is apparently mandated by the track or something like that. Okay. Ah, come on. Jeez. Jeez. Oh no. No. Okay. Alright. I remember that this had actually pretty ridiculous stages, like at tracks. It was like, hey, do you want to drive through a volcano? Stuff like that. But, oops, there is some sort of wheelbarrow on the road, which is not cool. Ah! Go away. You know, that's also kind of the thing I liked in those old arcade races. Like, you know, driving on Silverstone and Laguna Seca and so on is fun. It's a fun thing. But you know, driving through a volcano is another thing. This might actually be the volcano track. Jeez, this is actually tough. Or maybe it isn't. Maybe that's just a cave. Oh no, this looks like lava. Yes, we are inside the volcano. Because of course we are. You know? Like, because of course there's a road that leads, or a tunnel that leads through some magma. Because that's super safe. You know, that's the safest road actually. Safety regulations say you have to drive across magma. Yeah, kind of Mario Kart. It's kind of, yeah, Mario Kart but with proper cars and no power-ups. That's actually pretty spot on, right? At some point I kind of want to play Mario Kart 8 again. That was a fun... We played that for a bit, but that had actually like really cool stages, if I remember correctly, like with all kinds of crazy stuff going on. Like it was just kind of the apex of this. I need to get a Switch for that. Yeah, haha. Yeah, this is horrible. This is good. Okay, everything is just flipping around all the time. Yeah, the DS one. That's also the one I had. Well, the last one I've actually played. You know, I've played Mario Kart 8 at a friend's house at some point. That was really cool, but the last one I actually played was the DS one. And yeah, I think that was a battle stage, wasn't it? Yeah, where you have to sort of murder everyone else. And there you played on a giant DS, right? That was... You know, say what you will about Nintendo, but they usually get really... Like, they have some very locked-in formulas for their games, but they usually get really creative with it, like with everything around it, like the designs and the stages and so on. Yeah, good. This is all disastrous. I like this car though, nice color. Come on! Oh dear, this is going to be bad. It's only the second lap, man. This is a long track. Right. Ooh, right. Okay. Come on, alright. Drift around this. I need to start using the handbrake. Okay. Yeah, fuck off. Well, that went well. That did not went. That did not went. Yeah, that did not go as well. One thing I like about this game is that even if you fall back on the last place, you can still, you know, you can still make some headway. Not all is lost. There might actually be some rubber banding going on with that, but I don't know. It's actually kind of... You don't feel the need to restart the race when you get into last place. Just try to get back in front. It's really hard to overtake someone down here, especially if they are driving like that over there. Yeah, maybe I should not even try to overtake someone here. You know, that would probably be a good strategy to employ. Come on, alright. Yeah. I also like that the not enemies, no, not enemies. The other cars make mistakes themselves, so they don't drive flawlessly. Sometimes you see them crashing as well, without your involvement. I like when games do stuff like that. Okay. Let's... Okay, last lap. You know, one more chance to actually make this happen. Oops. Oop. Yeah. Probably not gonna make this happen. Nah. This doesn't look good. Come on. Alright. Ah, shit. Shit. Shoot. 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 Mm-hmm. Fourth place. The field is pretty close together, but metal to the pedal, yeah, indeed. My cyber leg that I'm using to drive. Okay, jeez. This is going bad. This is... Yeah. One more chance to make this work, right? Yeah, there we go. I want to push you into the lava. I've got murderous urges when I play racing games. I think racing games are generally like the sort of the most frustrating games. Like if there's ever like I don't usually tend to throw temper tantrums when playing games, you know, I kind of got over that once I stopped being a teenager. But if there's one genre that makes me more likely to actually do that, it's racing games. Well, third place. That's kind of okay. Yes, there are no blue shells. Blue shells, the bane of every player, right? So those were the ones that will always hit the car in first place, right? Or something like that. And you cannot avoid them at all. That's just frustrating. Continue. I think we're still in first because there's some. It's also kind of nice that the other cars, there's not one that's always going to be the first one. But okay, A says that you could avoid the blue shells. It's just super difficult. Okay, yeah. I don't really have that much experience with Mario Kart. You know, I played a lot of Mario Kart DS, but that was kind of it. And that was a while ago. If you use boost half a second before they... But I think you don't get... Wasn't it like you don't actually get any boost power-ups when you are in first place? Like the power-up rotation that you can get changes depending on where you are in the field, right? If I remember correctly? I don't know. I think you only get bananas and garbage when you are in first, but I don't know. What was that? Okay, let's go to North County. And also, maybe, or you can do it with the drift boost, maybe. That would be a possibility, right? Okay, now we have that car. This car and that car. Okay, this was a better start. You don't just slam the accelerator. Whoa, you have a fast car. Maybe I should have picked it. I don't know if you can actually still change your car, but those guys, obviously. Maybe I should have. I think the cars are divided into car classes, something like that, and I think you can switch between those. But maybe I should have done that. No, well, whatever. Oh yeah, right. But still, there's a lot of factors that have to be in play once the blue. Oh jeez. Okay, that's nasty. There's still a lot of factors that have to be, you know, the planets have to kind of align once the blue shell comes. But yeah. So if you have a boost and you are about to get in first place, it's probably a good idea to hold on to that. That's true. Some serpentines in North County, wherever that is. In the north. Just generally north. Oh dear. I'm bad at turns in this game. Which is a game where you know, essentially just... Yeah, I don't know the Twitch password. Apparently I have, but the password I don't know. For some reason I don't have my Twitch password anymore. Like we have to reset that. The only reason why I can do this is because I'm still logged in. I don't know if I changed it or whatever. Oh dear, and I get drop frames right now. Oh no, drop frames, no! All the frames are dropping. Shit. Okay. Okay, so the connection just dropped for a bit, but it seems to have stopped. Sorry, I need to... I think it wasn't the tree canopy. My internet connection is just dropping right now. Like it's not in the game. Like everything works here. It's just in the stream. No, it drops again. Okay, maybe it's the tree canopy. Let's go. Let's get out of here. I don't like this. Okay. Everything is green again. Maybe it is the tree canopy. Maybe there's some visual information that OBS just cannot deal with. And I have my mouse cursor on screen, which is also always a good thing to have. People really love that. I think on one of my Caves of Cud, my earlier, like at some point, like on video 60 or something like that, I don't know, I got a really angry comment from someone who wasn't happy about my mouse cursor. You know what? It might actually be the tree canopy. Now everything works again. I don't... Kleinstadt. Okay, so North County seems to be in Germany. Interesting. There's no actual North County in Germany, but... Also, like, Kleinstadt just literally means small town. I think there's no actual town named Kleinstadt, but maybe there is actually, but it's kind of a weird thing, like you would not put that on a sign in front of your town. Oh dear. It would be like putting, yeah, small town or village. You know, in case you haven't noticed, this is a village. It's right next to Metropolis. I'm doing really bad in this one. I think the further we go... I kind of want to actually at some point do a proper full tournament. But I guess I'll have to practice a bit before I can actually do this. I'm not embarrassed, you are. Okay. He says that Kleinstadt is a what do you even call that in English? An establishment where you can buy fries. There is an establishment where you can do that and eat those after buying those, obviously. That he apparently likes to frequent. Okay. So much for that. All the trivia that you ever wanted to know. Now you know. Okay. You. Fry stand, yeah, okay. Yeah. I mean, that's just a stand, right? But there's also... I think stand is kind of like a thing that is not inside a building. But maybe that's actually what you mean. I don't know. Whatever, let's stop talking about this. This is... And they usually also have like only fries, no burgers or drinks. Yeah, you can probably get drinks, and they usually also have stuff like bratwurst, you know, like sausage and all that stuff. You usually don't get burgers in these. Like burger places are sort of their own thing here. So the classic yeah, the classic, like what you would call in German a Frittenbude. That's sort of the classic thing here. It's just a stand where you can get fries and, you know, and like the classic German Bratwurst or Currywurst. That's where you get your Bratwurst drenched in like curry ketchup, which is... My mom really likes that. I don't, obviously, but it has different reasons. But yeah. You usually also get other stuff like, you know, frika. that's like a meatball, like a meat patty. But you usually don't get that like in a hamburger, but you know, that's the classic one. Bratwurst in a bun with mustard. I think that's sort of the most classic one. Get it, those. You know, high culture. High German culinary culture. That's what we're talking about here. Jeez. Ugh. Sorry. Oh yeah, like ketchup and curry powder on the sausage. That is, yeah. But like a lot of places just use the curry ketchup actually. You know, that's sort of the bad version of it. But yeah. Like proper currywurst is a sausage with I can't believe I'm still talking about this. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry to everyone. But with ketchup and curry powder. Right. So. Christ. You know, like in recent years, there have been a lot of sort of the hipster versions of these, you know, like they're calling themselves like fries manufacturing or something like that, and you get like, you know, and sort of the Canadian poutine stuff that has sort of become a thing in Germany in recent years, which. You know, they are pretty tasty, but I usually feel like I want to kill myself after I've eaten one of those. Yeah, right. In Prague. I think, yeah, I've been in Prague a few years ago, but I think I did not eat one of those. I'm not going to try to pronounce that actually, but yeah. You know, like local delicacies. Delicacies? I think delicacies. Tube-shaped pastry filled with chocolate or cream. Yeah. So there's a lot of. I have great fondness for a lot of.
You've got a top 10 time for this track.
For a lot of food, or like traditional food from that area, like from the Czech Republic and Slovakia and so on, because you know, my grandparents are from that area, and they used to make a lot of that stuff, like pierogi and those things. But I've never eaten those pastries, so yeah. Food talk, while I completely fucked this up, so yeah, 4th place, boom, awesome. Do we have to repeat this now, or can we go on? We can go on, let's just do Pacific Spirit. Need for Speed. And your starting position is always determined by where you are, like your position in the tournament, which is interesting. And now we got the McLaren again, so familiar car. Yeah, right. That's kind of a thing. Like, there's not really a lot of vegetarian stuff over there, which that was actually a bit of a problem when we were in Prague. Because, you know, I'm a vegetarian. Yeah. I mean, there was actually there was actually some good stuff there. Like we found for like 2 or 3 vegan restaurants and stuff like that. So there is like that stuff as well. But yeah. But if you go to like sort of traditional establishments, it can get rough. You know, as A is saying, like, bacon is no meat. And that actually really happened. Like when we were in Slovakia and we ate in, you know, I ordered something without, you know, that was sort of, there was no meat on there. Or I ordered something without meat, and you know, they put bacon on that because bacon does not count as meat. That's actually not even hyperbole. Like, yeah. Like in Poland, that is similar, yeah. But you know, that's sort of a cultural thing. If you go to the sort of the capital cities and the big cities, like these days it's different. Like you can get some, as I said, like we found like vegan restaurants and stuff like that. Yeah, you know, that's not. No, but if you are in like more rural areas and more small town areas and stuff like that, it can get rough that way. That can actually become a problem. A warm wheel of camembert cheese with fruit, yeah? Camembert cheese with fruit, that's actually, yeah. I mean, also stuff like the traditional like pierogi. There does not need to be meat there, right? But they often will, like, you know, there are like these pastries filled like sort of almost like a pasta dough. And they're filled with like potato, like mashed potato and onions and stuff like that. It's fucking delicious. It's like the best food in the world. But like there's like traditionally like you wouldn't have any meat with that, but you know they will put They will put... Yeah, they will put stuff on there. They will put like just... They will just drench it in butter and bacon. That's how it goes. Yeah, I know, I wasn't really... That's obviously like when you are on a school trip, it's kind of tough to... It's kind of tough to pick where you want to eat, right? So when I was there, that was just a trip with my partner, and it's kind of easier to do stuff like that when you don't when you only have to look out for yourself, right? And those were like small restaurants, like in side streets and stuff like that. But yeah. So yeah, I wasn't doubting that you were in Prague. That was just yeah. You really have to look for it. Like around here, you can just go to any restaurant and you'll probably get, like in Germany, you will probably get like vegetarian options. Like even more traditional stuff, you will probably get like, you know, they will always have some kind of pasta with something or whatever. So that's usually not a problem, but yeah. It's considerably harder in like Eastern Europe. Yeah, like I'm also not really focusing on the game right now. I'm just, you know, but I think the tournament is kind of over. I think I should actually look at the cheat code soon. So I will do that. Shit, I've just noticed that I've not been recording a local archive. There's actually, like, you can do a Twitch upload to a YouTube thing. I hope that this stream has not been interrupted when the frame drops happened. Yeah, also, like, looking at the chat does not really... It's really... Like, whenever I do that, I usually crash into a wall. But, you know, I would rather have it that way than the other way. It would be, like... Like, I'm not in this to win. I'm in this to have a good time. And I have a really good time right now. So... That's what this is about. Like, this is not... Like, racing games are not chat-friendly games. Definitely. Yeah. Yeah, like the vegan thing is much more difficult. That's definitely true. Like if you don't get to dedicated vegan restaurants, eating vegan is well, that's much more of a problem. Yeah, you know, you will have butter and you know, there's fucking dairy in everything. And yeah, I mostly cook vegan myself. I'm not strictly vegan, but when I'm making, because I like cheese, that's sort of my thing there. But when I'm cooking, it's mostly vegan. It's you know, just kind of happened that way. So A says that a good friend of his who is vegan does not eat in restaurants and outside, which is probably a good thing because, you know, that shit is expensive, and like making your own food is always the better option if you can find the time. So you can kind of always find the time. At some point I found kind of my personal... I've kind of found wow. I've kind of found my Zen state in cooking, and since then I really like to prepare and make food and cook and stuff like that. And I even do it when I had like a, you know, like a few years ago when I had a long day of work and whatever. I was always like, oh, I'm too tired to make food, let's just order something or whatever. And that has become more rare because, you know, even in that situation, I found that making food and cooking just calms me and makes me... Like, what was even going on there? Like, there has been some horrible crash back there. Like, everyone was just flipping their cars. And I've joined the party. Don't drop on top of me, please. Okay. And yeah, so... Like, after a long day and a tough day, I find that making food, making dinner is really... Hey, I got in third because everyone just went bonkers in sort of the last turn. Okay. Oh, nice. Yeah, that sounds interesting. So Amber says that school trip was pretty wild. It was organized by the art department and they went to a lot of art galleries and came to witness a lot of stuff that maybe teachers don't want to show high schoolers. Okay, well... Oops. Alright. Yeah, theater performances where actors take off their clothes and stuff, yeah. Like I remember being on a school trip to Berlin, and I was actually that kid that wanted to go to art galleries more than the others. I think there was a at that point, like the New York Museum of Modern Art actually had a limited exhibition in Berlin, and that was a big thing, and we were in Berlin and it wasn't planned to go. So I asked my teacher whether I could go, and she was pretty excited that one of us shitty high school students wanted to go to an art gallery. So she actually relieved me of the normal program, the normal program, and I could go to the art gallery. Like, I had to take I had to take a friend with me who wasn't really excited to do that, but he was glad to not have to do the normal program, and we went there, and it was pretty awesome. So yeah. All right. Yeah, and from that point on, like, that teacher was kind of like me, which was maybe not, yeah. I think it was my German teacher. Oh yeah, be a toilet, right. So, yeah, I'm going to quickly look up the cheat code for Need for Speed 2. So, Need for Speed 2... What is it? Cheat codes. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, those are both very good reasons to visit Washington DC or any town, right? When that happens. Okay. Oh yeah. So A said be a toilet. That's why I said oh yeah, a toilet. So yeah, let's take a look at the cheat codes at any screen. Okay. So yeah, I think let's see whether you can. How that works. Right. Yeah, so what do we have? Okay, yeah, there was one. Okay, let's change this up and go to, let's quit the tournament and do, oops, just one player. And single race, arcade, okay. So there's road rage, and you can beep the horn to crash opponents, that's nice. We can drive as a beer box. That sounds like a good idea, so go 50. Maybe we have to actually do that in the race, let's see. Let's just race and see what happens. Are we still recording? Are we still streaming? Yes, we are. Yeah, good. Awesome. Yeah, right, the Age of Empire cheat codes, they were fun, right? Like the sports car with machine guns. I think there were also like troopers. A is currently really excited that you brought this up, by the way. I remember pepperoni pizza, which gave you food, right? Fun fact, to go back to food trivia. Pepperoni, like the term pepperoni in Germany, denotes green peppers. So like mildly spicy green peppers. And not sausage. And it was just like a few years ago that I became aware of pepperoni being a sausage in America, which is super weird to me. And pepperoni pizza is not a pizza with green peppers, which was kind of strange to me that Americans would like that, but yeah. like all of you would be into pizza with green peppers, but it's sausage. So if you are in Germany and you order a pepperoni pizza, you will get a pizza with green peppers and not with sausage. So if you ever come to Germany, be aware of that, I guess. I think that's actually just an American thing. I think the word pepperoni is Italian, and I think in Italian it actually is peppers. Yeah. A says, yeah, the other Age of Empires cheat, like the baby on a tricycle and a shotgun. Remember this one? That was pretty good. I don't remember what the code was for that, but yeah. Okay, I think I'm just going to exit this. Oh, let's see if we can switch this. Oh yeah, right. Vegetarian, obviously. But you know, if you want a pizza with green peppers, then you will get a vegetarian pizza. Like, if you order a pepperoni pizza, you will actually get a vegetarian pizza. So, that's not vegan though. You will get a bunch of cheese on that. Let's see if we can change that in race. Go 23? No, yeah, we actually have to stop the race. So, let's go out. Let's find something that is fun. Oh yeah, A says, yeah, the cheat code for the tricycle baby was POW. Right. Okay, it's called, the beer thing is called Secret Car. Right. So let's see, what can we get? There's a Daytona car. Like from Sega's Daytona? Oh, that's interesting. Green. So Go 48 turns you into a log, which is fun. Yeah, right. Slow motion. Smoking cow tires. What does that mean? Smoking cow tires? That's, the cheat code is mad. I will just put that in and see what it does. Souvenir stand. Now this is not all the cheats. Like the list that I have here. It's on GameSpot, it's not good. I have to... Okay, smoking cow tires. What does this now do? Oh, the smoke is now cows. Oh no. Oh, this is goofy. Yeah, I can't tell you how happy I am about this outcome. Smoking cow tires. That's so good. Yeah, mad cow disease. That's probably like what was, you know, wasn't like the big mad cow disease thing. Wasn't that at that time? I think that kind of checks out, right? Like the big scandal. I think that was during that time. So that makes sense. Tram, truck. Oh, Go 43 is the dinosaur. So I remember the dinosaur being huge. I think that's just a prop in one of the stages. So let's try that. Go 43. Ah, it's so good. 1996. Yeah. Yeah, right. I think the game was 96, right? I don't know, or 97? I'm not sure. Yeah, this is good. Obviously the dinosaur is not animated. So, yeah. This is stupid. Can you actually change? Yeah. Okay. Cool. When you go into first person, you are actually... the camera is actually pretty high up. That's pretty good. I wonder if you can actually flip the dinosaur. Rawr! I'm like this gets a... like they're just escaping from the dinosaur, right? And this gets a whole new... this gets a whole new narrative. Also, the dinosaur is sliding pretty fast. Yeah, I also want to know what happens if it flips. Let's see if we can actually make this happen. You were flipping? How did you flip? It's pretty sturdy. Like, it doesn't really take off all that much. Can I... no, that doesn't work. Let's take the dinosaur around the windmill. And I'm in a bad spot now. Okay, you can't actually get outside the track here. Oh dear, this is going to go bad. And we don't still have the cows. That would okay, don't bop your head, dinosaur. Let's see if we can. Yeah, that doesn't really want to flip, so if you throw it into lava on the lava lake. I think you can't actually fall in. I think there's sort of an invisible wall in front of, like, at the lava. I think I've tried that at some point. Yeah, flip the dinosaur. By the way, stuff like this is mostly how we played games back in the day. You know? Like, this was... like, if this was 1998 or something like that, what I would probably do is try to flip the dinosaur for the next weeks or something. Because that's how we played games. Yeah, we were talking about Midtown Madness earlier. At some point we actually managed to flip a car. That is not something that can happen because it also has invisible walls. But we tried it for a crazy amount of time to flip like a pedestrian car in... come on! Yeah, flip! Flip! Yes! Yes, 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 yes. So that's what happens when it flips. I like the T-Rex arms. Okay, well, mission accomplished, I guess. Good. Okay, let's go back to the menu. Yes, so in Midtown Madness we managed to flip a car off a bridge and we celebrated for the whole day. That's who we were as kids. Okay, Wild West wagon, no, souvenir stand. I think the rest is not. Monolithic studio track? What does that mean? Hollywood. Oh, no, wrong one. Oh, that's a new track. Huh. Let's try this one really fast. Alright. Okay, I think that might just be the track that you have to unlock. I mean, it would be weird to hide a whole track behind cheat code, right? So that might just be the unlockable track. Well, that's cool. But you can do it via a... Oh dear, this is... I think this is actually kind of... Like the particles there is actually kind of taxing the... This is sort of like a Hollywood theme park or something. I don't know. Okay, well, I think there aren't any more like outwardly fun cheat codes here. Let me see. Slot car mode. I don't know what that means. Well, let's try it. I think the rest... Oh shit, there's one that... Okay, dinosaur traffic. Dinosaur traffic. I'm very interested in that. How can you actually activate traffic? That's sort of my question. Programs, Outback. I know that there is traffic in here, but we did not have traffic. Let's see. Single race, knockout, style wild. What is wild? Okay. So the cheat code for dinosaur traffic is Rex Rage, which I can get behind. And let's see, opponents maybe here. Full grid. No opponents. Ah, there you can turn on traffic, of course. Yeah. So let's do no opponents but traffic. And do Rex Rage again, just to make sure that this now works. And try it. Games are stupid, aren't they? Yeah, there's no traffic yet.
3, 2, 1, go!
Yeah. Star Wars and James Bond games had bonus hidden levels behind cheats. Huh. Yeah, I wonder. You know, like creating one of these is like, that's sort of... Okay, we don't have any Rex Rage. Maybe I turned it back off again? Let's go back. Like, it's sort of a... It's kind of a considerable effort to do this, right? So it would be weird to hide that behind cheats, but... I mean, whatever, right? Different times. Let's try this again. Maybe putting it in twice deactivated it again, or something like that. I mean... Moonbase and Aztec Temple, yeah. I mean, that's pretty cool. I love stuff like that. And it's also, like, it's a cool thing to hide stuff in your game, especially something like this, you know? Like, this is kind of a pretty bare bones game, isn't it? I kind of like the, especially like in the pre-internet age, sort of the mystery of this. Yep, there's no dinosaur traffic. I am slightly disappointed. Maybe the cheat does not work. I don't know. Alright. Okay. What else do we have? Oops. I think the rest is not all that interesting. No, I think that was also Midtown Madness, right? I think in Midtown Madness that had a cheat where you, when you honked your horn, you could, I think you shot out mailboxes. I think that was also a thing, which I enjoy. Okay, let's do just the last one. And I think then I'm going to wrap it up. So let's do cars, McLaren F1. number, yeah, you have that. Full grid, skill level beginner. I think me failing so hard, that was all on skill level beginner. I feel a slight bit of shame there. Yeah. I mean, yeah. Way too. So Amber says that it's a secret to every one hidden room in Legend of Zelda was a way to hide game-breaking glitches. And if the game didn't know where the player was supposed to be, they would get teleported to a room filled with rupees. Now that's kind of the thing. Like games crashing to desktop is also something that is, that has been put in the game to actually prevent anything worse happening. So, it just stops everything. Or like, there are all kinds of fun things that you can find like that. Like you have to account for a lot of stuff when you're making games, right? And that's actually a cool way to do it, right? So to have these fail-safe things. So the way to get to the secret to everyone room is to just glitch out the game. That's actually pretty cool. Like to actually. So the way to get it is to break the game essentially, and then you get to the room, and you will probably don't think of it like you have broke the game, but you have just found a secret. That's really smart, actually. Okay, what did I want to do? Yes, road rage. Oops. I might have mistyped there. Oh, I also don't know how I can honk the horn. That is not a euphemism for anything. That is meant quite literally. Can I honk horn? Does it? Could have. Okay, that definitely did not work. Okay. Oh, it's a feature, not a bug. Indeed. I mean, that's kind of the fun thing about game development, is that everything is hacked together. And, like the general notion that is often perpetuated by sort of gamer culture that the games as products and whatever does not really account for that, games are hacked together. It's kind of there are so many edge cases and so many things there. And you kind of have to just make it work, and yeah, I really like that. I'm not really a fan of the games as consumer products mentality. So I really love these kind of stories. Yeah, right. It's a miracle that literally any game at all works, and I really like that stuff. Like for example, I always really like when stuff like that gets sort of surfaced. At some point, I think it was, I don't actually know how to pronounce her name, on Twitter, a game dev, I think Jennifer Schurle or something like that. I don't remember. She started sort of a Twitter thing about sort of the little hacky things game developers do to make their game work, and to, how you kind of cheat your way into a functioning game, and that I found really fascinating, and I read all of those. Now, I also really like stuff like the Double Fine thing, the documentary that they made. That is also, yeah. The first Pokemon games were coded in assembly. Yeah, I think aren't like most Game Boy games coded in assembly? I thought that was just generally a Game Boy thing, but yeah, it is crazy. Like, never tried. Like, I'm definitely not a programmer, but I've dabbled, and yeah. Like, a lot of those early machines, like Game Boys and like the early consoles, I mean, you pretty much coded to the metal there, right? Like And I really like that stuff. Oh yeah, another fun cheat thing that A has mentioned. In Midtown Madness there was a cheat code that you could turn traffic into planes, because planes in the sky were just flying like 10 meters high and were tiny. And this is so good. Like this actually, you know, like how do you can't just make a huge space, because that would just probably bring computers back then to their edge. So you had a much smaller space, and just the planes in the sky, you just made them really tiny. And that's so good. I like that stuff. Okay, let's exit this right now. And yeah. So yeah, game development is a goddamn miracle, and I think if you like playing games, it's kind of healthy to develop a appreciation for that. And you know, there's a lot of stuff going on with sort of the consumer thing and so on, and I never really found that interesting for me. I really like the weird shit. I really like all that stuff. And yeah, like you know, I really love the stuff that, for example, the Double Fine peeps did when they did the documentaries for both their Broken Age game, but also their game jams, right? Like their what is it called? Amnesia Fortnite. That is always riveting stuff to me. I really love watching those. So that's a warm recommendation from me to you, everyone who might be watching this. That's a fun thing to watch. Yeah, right. The Fallout New Vegas Metro thing, right? Like the train car is like underneath the ground. There's actually a man, and the train car has a hat on the man, and that's so fun. I love that stuff. Okay. All right. So I think I'm gonna wrap it up. So thank you for hanging out with me and chatting with me. I really enjoyed this. And yeah, the Sunday stream thing is going to be a thing. So I'm going to try to stream most Sundays, because that's usually when I have time for that and can make it work. So yeah, let's see. I forgot. Unfortunately, I screwed up with the archive recording, so I don't have a local archive of the stream. I can see. I'm going to see what I can salvage from the archives that Twitch saves automatically, and try to upload this to YouTube. Yeah, maybe we can get something to work there. Yeah, that's kind of it, I guess. So thanks for hanging out with me, and I hope to see you again soon and stuff. Bye bye. Oops. Now I just need to remember what my hotkey was.